It's hard to find two men as different from each other as Russian dictator Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. One has been ruling his country for 22 years, while the other is the new guy in politics and has only been president for 3 years. One of them is a former KGB agent, while the other is a comedy actor and Dancing with the Stars winner. You might think that, in a confrontation, the first one would definitely win, but it seems to be playing out very differently in reality. Putin went from being one of the most powerful men in the world to a terrorist. And in his turn, Zelenskyy is no longer considered a not serious enough leader. Instead, he has become the symbol of his country's resistance. No one expected the former comedian to become such a strong leader. Unlike Putin, who hides far away in his secret bunker, Zelenskyy refuses to leave the city of Kyiv, even though it is under attack. The president of Ukraine knows that he has to be there for his people at this dark hour, and he isn't afraid, even though there have already been several attempts on his life. What's more, he maintains his sense of humor in this challenging period. For example, he recently called out to Putin and asked if they could meet and talk. "Sit down with me to negotiate. Just not at 30 meters. I don't bite." Zelenskyy's joke about 30 meters refers to how the Russian dictator communicates with others. He sits at one end of a notoriously long table, while everyone else sits at the other end. Even when the dictator talks with his closest confidants and friends, he still keeps them at a distance. Whether it's because he just wants to be as far away from others as possible, or because he's afraid for his life and doesn't trust anyone around him. This approach doesn't look good on Putin. In fact, Putin doesn't really communicate with his people and only gives pre-recorded talks that don't provide any relevant information. Recently, he even faked his meeting with female representatives of Russian airlines. The video contained computer graphics, and you can clearly see Putin's hand pass through the microphone.